Welcome back to The Explainer. Today we are diving into a technological revolution that's literally changing the game for how we work and learn. We're looking at the ultimate 4K smartboard and IT management ecosystem. We aren't just going to look at the incredibly flashy hardware capabilities of modern 4K smartboards, we're also going to dig into the absolutely crucial IT backend management that actually makes them viable for a huge enterprise or campus. Because let's be real here, a beautiful screen is just a very expensive mirror if your IT team can't manage it effectively.
Okay, let's dive into this outline. We'll start with the hybrid collaboration workspace, move into powering that 4K experience, cover the Google EDLA advantage, dig deep into centralized IT device management, and finish up with future-proofing the office.
Section 1. The hybrid collaboration workspace.
So, what actually makes a hybrid room work? If you've stepped into an office or a classroom in the last few years, you know that reality can be a bit of a circus. The demands on our physical meeting spaces have literally never been higher. We've got folks in the room, people dialing in from their living rooms, and an absolute necessity for real-time, zero-friction collaboration. Which brings us to the million-dollar question. Think about your own experiences for a second. We've all been trapped in those meetings, completely derailed by tech glitches. So is it just about having a giant screen? Or is there a much deeper integration needed between the hardware sitting in the room and the software running the show behind the scenes?
Picture those old legacy setups. You know exactly what I mean. The frustrating nightmare of tangled HDMI cables, the mad scramble for dongles, relying on some clunky external PC, and audio that sounds like you're talking into a tin can. But compare that to the new standard we're seeing in the data, the all-in-one standard. Modern 4K interactive displays totally eliminate that wiring hassle. We're talking built-in cameras, integrated audio, dual OS flexibility. It's basically the difference between a boardroom that gives you instant anxiety and one that actually fosters instant productivity.
Moving right along to Section 2, powering the 4K experience.
48. That number is huge here. It represents the 48 megapixel built-in cameras you'll find in top-tier models, like the new P-series mentioned in our sources. A 48 megapixel CMOS sensor grabbing crystal clear 4K video across a massive 100-degree field of view. That means every single person in the room looks totally natural, even if the lighting is, let's be honest, less than ideal. And to back up those visuals, these boards pack up to 8 AI noise-canceling microphones. They can actually pick up voices from up to 12 meters away, all while filtering out annoying keyboard clicks and background chatter.
And then we have this number 6. Now, this is a real game changer for the user experience right there in the room. 6 milliseconds. That is the ultra-low touch latency on these modern displays. When you pair a 6 millisecond response time with 20 to 50-point multi-touch support, the result is kind of mind-blowing. It means whether you have just one person writing or 10 people brainstorming at the exact same time, the digital ink just flows instantly. Zero noticeable lag. It feels literally as natural as taking a physical marker to a traditional whiteboard.
Now, what's really interesting is Section 3, the Google EDLA advantage.
So, EDLA stands for Enterprise Devices Licensing Agreement. Think of this certification like a massive bridge. On one side, you've got Google Play Protect, bringing enterprise-grade security and data encryption right out of the box. On the other side, you unlock this vast app ecosystem, represented by native platforms like Microsoft Teams. Because it's EDLA certified, users can seamlessly download and run the apps they already know. Teams, Zoom, Google Workspace, directly from the Google Play Store. Absolutely no external computers needed.
And the engine behind this open app ecosystem? It's powered by Android 14. Our sources highlight that when you pair Android 14 with a super robust 8 GB of RAM and 128 GB of onboard storage, things stay fast. Really fast. Multitasking is buttery smooth. You can wirelessly share screens for up to 16 devices instantly, and, this is huge for the IT folks, the board gets regular over-the-air or OTA security updates, so the system stays locked down and protected without anyone having to manually intervene.
Which brings us to the core of this whole thing. Section 4. Centralized IT device management.
Look, it's one thing to drop a gorgeous smartboard into a single fancy boardroom, but managing a fleet of 50 or 100 of these things across a sprawling corporate campus or school district, that is a totally different beast. That's where professional cloud-based software like ViewSonic Manager steps up as the real hero here. It directly tackles the massive headaches IT managers face every day. It gives a single administrator total visibility and control over dozens of boards, all from their own desk, whether they're on campus or working remotely.
And this brilliantly illustrates how these ecosystems team up to form one cohesive solution. See, the Google Admin Console is fantastic for the user side of things, managing permissions, controlling who gets into Docs and Drive. But ViewSonic Manager?
That steps in to add the absolutely crucial hardware control layer. It handles the physical reality of the tech. We're talking real-time hardware monitoring, pushing urgent emergency alerts directly to every screen, and tweaking hardware settings. They just complement each other perfectly.
Let's move on and see how this builds an almost effortless workflow for IT pros. Step 1 is deployment. Enrolling a brand new device, it is as easy as typing in a PIN or scanning a quick QR code. Step 2, maintenance. IT can remotely install, update, or wipe apps across the entire fleet at the exact same time. And step 3 is automation. Task scheduling lets admins fully automate power cycles. So imagine all the boards automatically waking up at 8 a.m. and powering down at 6 p.m. You're maximizing energy savings and keeping device performance sharp, all without anyone lifting a finger.
But wait, for larger organizations, there are even more robust capabilities available. With upgrades like Manager Advanced, these interactive boards suddenly double as a massive digital signage network. IT can broadcast images, emergency videos, or daily messaging across the whole campus. You can lock things down with role-based access. And, honestly, my favorite feature? Live remote desktop support. If a user is panicking in a conference room, an IT admin can remotely jump in, take control, and troubleshoot instantly. No running down 3 flights of stairs required.
All right, let's transition into our final stretch, Section 5, Future-Proofing the Office.
When an organization drops serious budget on this caliber of tech, long-term scalability is everything. How do you make sure this amazing board isn't just a giant paperweight in 3 years? Well, the secret to longevity lies in modular design. Think about a modular slot-in PC. It lets you literally slide a dedicated Windows 10 module powered by a solid Intel i5 processor straight into the side of the display. Just like that, you've got full dual OS flexibility. You can run Android natively, sure, but if someone's workflow requires heavy legacy Windows software, it is right there on the exact same board. It stretches the lifespan of the hardware and creates a truly unified, adaptable system.
So, the crucial point is this. True collaboration demands a complete, holistic approach. A 48-megapixel camera and a crystal-clear 4K screen are incredibly flashy tools, for sure. But at the end of the day, beautiful 4K hardware is really only as good as the robust IT ecosystem that manages, secures, and updates it. Centralized device management is the invisible foundation. It's the unsung hero that actually makes all the magic happen on the screen.
I'll leave you with this final provocative thought. Is your IT infrastructure actually ready to fully support this next generation of hybrid collaboration? Take a hard look at your own office setup. Do you have the centralized management tools required to deploy this kind of tech at scale? It's something every forward-thinking organization really needs to be evaluating right now. Well, that wraps up this explainer. Thanks for joining me, keep learning, and I'll catch you in the next one.